When you get married, you soon find out that you have other duties which you never thought of. Nobody ever tells a young unmarried male about things like that. I mean, you think on the onset that you're just supposed to get a job, bring your check home, let your wife give you the money, and you go out and play.
Setting the scene, I'll begin at the start. About this person I met and how I gave my heart. I've known her 6 years now, 3 living together. About the time she finished law school and happy as ever. It was around this stage that my wife took change, having nervous breakdowns from her childhood rage. And now, seeking a doctor, she spoke up at last, is telling stories how her father would beat on her past. Prescribed medication, the doctors believe, but they made matters worse opposed to finding relief. And now that blinded by temper, the drugs took hold, and as she mirrored her appearance, the skin turned cold. So she made with haste, believing she'd clean up. Began telling stories how the past couldn't beat her, but sleepless her nights, cold sweat through fever. Almost 2 weeks in, seemed reforming deceived her. Our love grew strong, my wife grew weaker. Had faith constantly, although she'd begged me to leave her. I felt heartbroken, and like this was my fault. I thought of past arguments we had, then watched them all unfold. Till next chapter, watch my wife walk out with no help from friends. They said it's her life now. You see, she took to the streets to hang with teenagers, quick for a fix. Now even hours seem dangerous. On occasions, I would spot her in parks, forget the past, I'd run fast, open with arms. But confused and helpless, she'd stare right through me and tell me her price was like my wife never knew me. So depressed, sure, the facts hit home, and the couch seemed more comfy when you're sleeping alone. But no wonder shed tears and wondering why. Just had this man sleep deprived from a lack of shut-eye. Nothing compared me to what happened next. It was the 12th of December, first tear hit my chest. You see, this was her birthday and to speak it I mumble. On the same day, my wife took her lifelong struggle. I read it in papers, but I didn't believe. I thought the press, they turned a blind eye to homeless in need. But they talked it up, well this kid wouldn't listen, and made the front page saying that this story was different. How? With no respect, they all read foul. They said she'd had the lot, had enough and thrown in the towel. And now this hit hard, like you wouldn't believe. But comfort, now me, I turned to drugs for retrieve. Now you're probably saying, this man's seen a lot. Now he's fallen for the one thing that made her heart stop. But I knew what I wanted, now and the answer was close. The next day, comatose from a drug overdose. But it didn't take long, just from rising above. At the big gates, no troubles finding my love. You see, she'd been there waiting, but not expecting so soon. Cause roughly 6 months, it read the 7th of June. So all dressed in white, my wife had led me inside, just to the place where we'd both spend the rest of our lives. And now reunited, we live out the future, both happily married, just like the way that it used to. See, I'm telling this story from heavens above, where there's no morals, just life's lessons and such. But when you see what you want, don't just grab it and clutch, cause every dog has its day, so believe this much.